I have Cal here with us today, chatting with us about his FIFO journey. How are you, Cal?
All good, all good. Yes, how's things with you?
Very well, thank you. Excited to chat with you about your FIFO journey. Can you tell us a little bit, where are you from? People can probably guess from your accent. And what brought you to Australia, Cal?
Okay, well, hello everybody. I am Cal. I'm from Ireland. Well, Northern Ireland, but I'm Irish. If you know, you know. So I'm from a little town called Lisburn, which is about 20 minutes south of Belfast. So from Ireland, very very far away from Australia. And my background was in, like, I was working in like nightclub events. I was a nightclub promoter. I ran big events, big parties, big raves, DJs and nightclubs and all that whole scene of just running events. And then COVID pretty much put a complete stop to that. I went from like earning good money, running all these events, having a whole ecosystem, running all these different brands and all these clubs all over Northern Ireland. And then COVID just pretty much like made me unemployed essentially. And I always wanted to go traveling. And I was like, right, what the fuck can I do here to try and give me like a shitload of money relatively quickly? The two options were commercial diving, like being like an underwater like welder. I was like seriously consider looking into that. But the course that I had to get into that was 16 grand, and that's 16 grand my money, so it'd be like 32 Australian. Wow. And I was like, fuck that, I'm definitely not doing that. And then the other option was FIFO. I had zero experience in like any kind of FIFO background. Anytime I told my parents or my mom or my friends and family, they were just like, that's a stupid idea, don't do that. But I'm so fucking glad I never listened to them. So that just goes to show you, folks, if people are telling you to not do something, but you have your heart set on,
do the opposite.
You tell them to fuck off, and you go in your own lane, and you do whatever. So that's sort of my background and how Australia became a thing.
That's awesome. I had no idea that you had no previous experience in anything.
Zero.
Even remotely, related
Nothing.
to mining. How did you hear about FIFO? Like, did you have friends that have worked in FIFO, or did you see it online?
I saw online. I literally typed in like high paying jobs with what it was something around like high paying jobs. The commercial diving came up and FIFO came up as well. And then I've always had a travel bug. I've always been into traveling. Always wanted to sort of go and do crazy adventures, etc., etc. And Australia was like always like a goal to get to. So whenever that like commercial diving thing like was so much money to actually like complete, I was like, right, sweet, Australia's the ones. I just started to proper seriously like look into it and research it and stuff. And then I booked my visa, booked my flights. I had everything organized, but it was for like maybe like 10 months in the future. So I knew flights are booked, visas got. I have this like time period to like try and arm myself with as much information as possible and try to like learn as much about it as I could, and then just sort of made like a complete game plan of what to do and how to do it, and then just executed it perfectly.
Yeah, incredible. And I hear you help people with that game plan now. You're helping a lot of people get into FIFO.
It is actually mad, like how that all started. Like it complete organic, was not planning this to happen or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, 100% not. 100% not. So I got up the site, right? I ended up getting a job within 28 days of landing, right? But I was chasing the job fucking hard. So I was like, people were saying like, how the hell have you got a job like so quickly? I've been trying for 2 months. I've been trying for 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and I'm sort of saying like, how are you actually trying hard though? Because I was trying hard and I got it after a month. So then my friends and family were always like, right, what are you doing in Australia? You're doing this mining thing. What's that all about? So I just started taking like little videos on my phone. Everything was crazy. Big machines, big cool tires, fucking big diggers. Everything was mental. Look, even worked on like a building site or anything before. So this is all crazy to me. So I just started making little videos, posting them on TikTok, just to sort of so my friends and family were like, what are you doing? I would just say, go watch those videos. That's what I'm doing. So and then a few of them like went really, really big, and then I just got an absolute tsunami of fucking messages that were all coming into me, and everyone was generally asking the same kind of thing. They were asking me how to get in, what's the pathway, what tickets to get, where do you apply, like blah 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 blah. All the questions you're going to be getting as well. So then I was like, right, everyone's sort of asking generally the same thing. I'm going to make this whole little full comprehensive like document guide where I'm just going to put all my information, all my recommendations, all my tips and advice on how to like do it all. I'll try and make it as easy to follow as possible, include every little step that I can, and sort of go into as much depth as I can, so people can just like get it, start from the very, very beginning and just work their whole way down. And I had absolutely no idea that this whole FIFO thing was like such a big thing and like so many people wanted to do it. And then like with Ireland and the UK, like the economy is fucked. It's literally, it's going down the shitter, which is like horrible. I would say to people, there's like such strong like push factors pushing people like out of their home country, whether that's Ireland, whether that's UK, whether that's France, Germany, Netherlands, whatever it is. But Australia has like these such like strong like pull factors. Like the weather's really, really good. You're getting paid well. There's like a real good work-life balance. Facilities really good, really close to Southeast Asia, etc., etc. So Australia is like just had this real big boom in the last little while. So I've sort of like became weirdly organically just like that, like me, like good source of information for anyone that's wanting to sort of do that. And anyone that's asking me questions, like I still get loads of messages on my Instagram, my TikTok, whatever it is, and I just sort of say, there's the guide, go get that, all the answers are in that, follow that, and you'll be sweet. And it's actually mad because like it's working for shitloads of people, and I'm personally like getting loads of people jobs, which is like mad to even think about. But like try and give everyone the time of day, try and like not really gatekeep anything, and just be like, right, I'm the way I sort of explain it is like, I'm literally you. I've just went through every little stage of the process that you're hoping to do. Went from moving from overseas to then getting it landed in Australia, setting your everything up in Australia, then trying to like go through all the stages of the process to get into FIFO, then working for 3-in-1s for a full year, saving up a huge big piggy bank, and then so I'm sort of just saying like, I've just went through the whole process relatively recently, and I'm just telling you my experience. This is what I did. This is what I would do, predict differently if I was to do it again. Working for a lot of people, and a lot of people are finding success out of it. So yeah, anyone who's super interested in going to Australia, getting into FIFO, I would just recommend going onto my stand store, which is like the little link in my bio, and click that there. Like the little stand store is pretty much like a little holding page where I have like all my sort of resources and tips and all that kind of stuff.
It's incredible what you've done. The amount of people that you have helped into the industry is just absolutely phenomenal. And particularly, I think you specialise and can give a lot of advice on the visa side of things. That's not something that I have a lot of experience on. Is it hard to get a visa? Is it expensive? Does it take very long?
It doesn't. Well, so the main visa that anyone from overseas, the working holiday visa is the easiest one to come through. Like, so there's two different options of the working holiday visa. The main one that the majority of people will be getting is the 417. So that's the one I'm on. That's the one that sort of like the majority of countries, well, not the, but a good list of countries will be on. The second one is the 462 visa. So if anyone's looking to come over on a working holiday visa, I would recommend getting the 417. If you're not eligible, whether like that is you're too old for it, or the working holiday visa, your country is not eligible, then try and go for the 462. If you cannot get either of those visas, then you're going to have to go through a migration agent to like try and bring you through in that skills shortage visa, and that's complex as fuck, and people ask me about it all the time, but it's actually illegal for me to be giving out visa advice. So I just sort of say, any visa question, I haven't a clue, I just know about the working holiday visa, go and speak to a professional. And then I'm working with like a couple of them as well, trying to sort of steer people like that direction. Cost wise, well, to be eligible, you need to be from one of the eligible countries, and then you also need to prove that you've got 5,000 Australian dollars in your bank account. That equates to sort of like £2,650 where I'm from, sort of euro similar. And then you pretty much just apply online. It's like me.homeaffairs.gov.au. That's like the main website. It pisses me off because I hear a lot of people are paying like visa agents like shitloads of money. They're paying way too much to do your working holiday visa. It is so simple, folks. Do it yourself. You go onto the immigration website, which is exactly what the visa agent is going to be doing. Instead of typing in their name, they're going to be typing in your name, and they're going to go through the whole process that you can do, and they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. So don't fucking do that. And then in terms of like how long it actually takes you to get back, for me personally, it literally came back in a couple of minutes. I thought it was like a confirmation email to say like, we've got your like submission confirmation, but it was actually my granted email. And then whenever I got that, I was like, this shit's getting serious now. We're on. But there is some people that it takes freaking 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks. So like it's very sort of, I don't really know like what the whole process is, but like I think it's just you're in just this big pool of people all submitting applications, and maybe like a reason like that I got through so quickly in the occupation section where it's sort of saying like, what kind of work are you going to be like doing? I picked mining and resources, so maybe that was the reason. But here, I don't fucking know. That's just a guess.
What was your first role in FIFO? What did you jump on and do on site as soon as you got in?
So as soon as I got in, I came in as a serviceman at the very, very beginning. Had no fucking clue what a serviceman was. Had no clue what a serviceman did. Before going for my interview, it was just Google, what is a serviceman? What does a serviceman do? So I had some kind of shit to spin in, in the
YouTube is
interview.
great. Watch
YouTube is
some
good.
YouTube videos of what a serviceman does or whatever it is that you're wanting to do.
Yeah, you can go onto my YouTube, or you can go onto my FIFO. I have like all the information what a serviceman does. I actually really enjoy it because I think with the serviceman, like say for example, someone's like a dump truck operator or whatever. Like for in your pre-start, you'll have to check like your engine level, hydraulic level, like transmission level, like your tires, all that kind of stuff. You're only worried about one machine. But me coming from like absolutely no experience in anything, chucked in at the complete deep end, and I had to like learn every machine that we had, whether that was a grader or dozer or dump truck or a grader or compactor or a roller or like anything, like everything. So it was difficult at the beginning because everything was so sort of complex, and there was so many like oils to learn about, fill points to learn about. Like it wasn't overwhelming, but it was just a lot to take in at the very, very beginning. Like anything, like your body and your brain is super impressive and adaptive, and after doing the same thing for 3 weeks in a row every single day, you sort of just learn learn the sort of the routine and the order, and like cats are different to komatsus, which are different, and there's different oils go into komatsus, and it's all very, very different. But me coming from no experience, I got to like learn about all of the machines like very, very well. I'd be able to talk you through every single like machine that I was probably looking after a fleet of maybe 45 to 50 machines every single day. So I had like in my role as a serviceman, I drove my service truck, and in my service truck I had 10,000 liters of diesel. I had a big massive barrel of grease. I had hydraulic oil, engine oil, coolant, AdBlue, air hose. So you're pretty much pulling, like say for example, I'm just pulling up beside a digger. I would jump out, open my door, turn my compressor on. The first thing I would do would be the fuel. It's either going to be bulk diesel or it's going to be LV diesel. LV is just the ones that you get at the petrol station like to fill up your car, but the bulk diesel is a big freaking bad boy cannon one that like pump real quick. My role was like very, very physical. You had to pull out all these like hoses and sort of hop up on top of the machines and shit, and it was hot as fuck as well. So you're always like out on the ground and you're opening, like say a digger driver like says, "Oh, Cal, I need a top up of engine oil," or whatever. He's just turned his machine off, obviously for me to work on it. But that machine has been running for hours and hours and hours. So I'm opening the engine bay of that machine that's been running for hours, and it is already roasting in the air. But I'm like have my big like thick riggers gloves on and trying to get the fuel cap off things. Like the like filler cap of like to put the engine oil in. Like you're literally touching the top of the engine. It is hot as fuck. So I had a whole bag of rags as my best friend, and I just got completely stinking every single day. But I actually really, really enjoyed it. It was very, very physical. You got to sort of chat to everybody. Everybody loved me coming around because they got to jump out of the machine, have a smoke. I used to just chat away to them. Like you can probably tell, I was friendly and chatty and sociable. So everyone said the serviceman, whenever I came, it was the best part of the day because I got to get out, have a smoke, chill out, and I just sort of chatted them and sort of had a bit of gossip with them and blah blah. I enjoyed it. I really did. And the days went in super fucking quick because I knew like before like Smoko, which is 10 a.m., I had to have maybe 24, 25 machines done, and I had to like keep tabs on every little machine, always listening to the two-way. If a machine went down, I had to know that right, that's going into the workshop. It's still empty. I haven't got to it. So whenever it goes back on the go line to go out again, I know that it's still empty. So like you need to have your fingers in like every little machine, if you know what I mean. So like it was very like dynamic and like sort of you have to be on the go, on the toes, and sort of I like the sort of like the logistics and like the methodical kind of approach, because sometimes people will call me up, "Copycat service truck, I need a top up of diesel," and I say, "Well, nope, it's not your turn. I know that I filled you at X time yesterday, and I know you'll last until you're in my schedule, which is two hours away or whatever." Like it was cool because you were sort of if my service truck like fell down, the whole fucking job would be stopped. Like the service truck was like so important with fuel and grease and to keep all the machines like going like flat out, and I tried to be as quick as I could, as thorough as I could.
If your service truck went down, the whole mine site's going down and production stops, KPIs aren't met. So there's a lot of pressure on you. What tickets did you need to become a serviceman in the industry?
Right, so this is a good question. I have a video on my TikTok, on my YouTube. So if anyone wants to go on there, it's just Cal McElwain, and just my name, just type it in. What the video is called "My Biggest FIFO Mistake." So at the very, very beginning, because I didn't have any experience, so I thought, right, because I have no experience, I'm just going to try and arm myself with all these millions and millions of tickets at the very beginning. which I thought was a good idea, but I thought I was being proactive and chasing the role real hard, but that was a fucking stupid idea. So I like probably blew, I would say, 15 to 2 grand on tickets that I probably didn't even need. Yeah. I spent, folks, listen, I spent that money, so you don't have to. So learn from my mistakes. Do like, do not do that. Do not do that. So I end like, so for my serviceman role, I was getting like an EWP ticket and a forklift ticket and like all this kind of shit, and like I didn't even need it at all. So the main one I needed was the HR license, which was the very last one I got. So if I actually like did a bit more research and like looked into it a bit more, the HR license would be gotten first, and then everything else would have just sort of been a bit of an afterthought. But yeah, HR license definitely, because I needed to drive that service truck. So that was absolutely integral to my role.
Everyone take note. Do your research and figure out what tickets you need before going out and getting all of those tickets.
Yep.
So you started off doing 3-in-1. Did you move to a different roster? Did you stay?
Nope.
How long were you in a serviceman role for before you moved on to something else?
Yeah, the whole time. I was a serviceman for the whole time. So I just got up, started doing 3-in-1s. I had the option to do 2-in-1s, right? So see, people in Perth, my company is a Queensland-based company, and about 70% of the people are all like Brizzy, Goldie, like Queensland-based. So they all have to do 3-in-1s because it's like such a big distance. So the company makes them do 3-in-1s, but anyone from Perth had the option to do 2-in-1s. But my goal was to earn as much money as possible and just get my head down and work like a dog and just save. So I wanted to do the 3-in-1s. So I did the 3-in-1s the entire time. Yeah. Obviously, they were freaking hard as fuck. The very first two were grim. They just felt like they were lasting a lifetime. But as I said before, like your body and your mind's amazing. You sort of just slowly adapt to them. And like before, sort of after like the third or fourth or fifth one, like they were actually completely straight. And you sort of just like get to learn like your sort of routine. At the end of the second week, I always hit like a wee bit of a lull. But then after that weekend, then you're on to your last week, and it's almost like the countdown to Christmas kind of thing. So like you're like excited, and like time is passing quickly because you knew you're like, oh my god, well, 2 days left, 3 days left, whatever it was. What sort of just kept me going was I put what I was earning in the week, and I put travel. So I wrote that on a bit of paper, and I stuck it on the back of my door. So every time, even though like I was melted and tired and sore as fuck, I just like every morning I got up to go turn my light on, I saw that sign, my wage and why I was doing it, and that sort of just kept me. That was like my like little North Star. I was just working my balls off. It was eventually going to end to then just have a big piggy bank so I could just go on this big travel trip that I'm on right now and just not give a fuck about money, not give a fuck about working, and just do whatever the fuck I wanted, which has been amazing.
Oh, incredible. I've been following you on your travels, and I am a little bit envious, to be honest. And I think it's awesome. So FIFO has funded all of your travels, all of your holidays. It's still paying for you. How long have you been traveling for?
Yeah, so this is now I'm nearly finished month 7. So I've got 2 more weeks of month 7. And then that's going to be, I've got a month left in the Philippines. And then after Philippines, I've then doing 2 months in New Zealand. Then I'm going to go back to Australia and just do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to jump straight back into FIFO and just work for another 9, 10, 11 months, and then just save up a whole another big piggy bank and then fuck away off on another big trip. I'm just going to continue to run away from real life for as long as possible. I'll just work FIFO, save up, and then just blow it all just on a big travel trip.
Travel the world. I think that sounds like a pretty good lifestyle, a pretty good plan to me. Now, what? So you're coming back to Australia. Are you considering different roles, or are you going to go back into serviceman? While you're on site, did you find any roles that you were interested in that you'd like to give a go?
See, to be honest, I enjoyed the serviceman role, and some people like I sort of had like offsiders and people that were helping me, and they're like, fuck, this serviceman role is grim. But like I did enjoy it, and people were asking me, oh, it's so hard, it's very, very physical, you're covered in diesel and shite and oil like every day. And people were like, you should try and get into operating, you get to sit in your ass all day, be in an air-conditioned cab, just call up whenever you need something and just friggin' chill out. But like, see, to be honest, I don't think I would actually like that. I was getting through like 24,000 steps every single day, and you're just flat out on the go, and like the time just sort of disappeared. I liked how it was like broken up, and there are probably easier rules out there, like driving a fucking water cart or a dump truck. Like that would be cruisy, super easy. Do nothing, just freaking drive about, very slow, not really much crack. But like anytime you're chatting to any like, sorry if people are wanting to become dump truck operators or whatever, but I just couldn't do it. Like it would. I think you'd just be so brain dead, to be honest. Like and like anytime. Because I met all the dump truck drivers like every single day to fill their truck up. They were all just zombies. But I hear it's the easy role. Just fucking sit there in an air conditioned cab, pretty new truck, and it'd be cruisy. So I'm probably just going to stick to the serviceman role. I don't know about like going back to the same company. I might actually try and like go to try and like try to a different company, just because like I was just with one company, one site, one job the entire time. So I don't really have much experience of like other sites or other jobs or working with other crews or whatever it is. So I don't know. I haven't really made up that call yet, but like I can either jump back into the crew I was on, and but that job site's sort of like ending soon. But I'll probably try and pick up something brand new, I would say.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds good. So yeah, stick with what you know, but yeah, maybe mix it up, a different site, different crew, different company. Do you have any advice, any words of wisdom for people that are considering a role in FIFO, what they should do? What type of person does it take? Not everyone can work FIFO. It is not for everyone, and I'm sure we can both agree with that. So yeah, what advice do you have to those people that are considering it as a career option?
Well, I'll start with all the negative rules first, because like see, even whenever I was working, there was probably, I would say, the whole 9 months that I was working, there's probably 10 people that came up the site and were literally there for 2 days and got off the bus and just went, fuck this, I'm not doing this. So like, see, before you start investing in tickets and trying to go down this whole path, like anyone that's like considering doing it, you really need to like weigh up, is it actually, like, can you actually do it? Like yes, you're getting paid good money, but it's a fucking grind. It is a meat grinder. And like, no matter how tired you are, how sore you are, you better just get to sleep pretty early, because your alarm's going off at 4 a.m. the next day, and it's just day after day after day after day. So like, it is very very grinding and non-stop. But the kind of people that like would do well, and it would be sort of like very like headstrong people. Yes, you're very isolated, but you do become like close to your career and all, and like but you are very far away. People in like relationships and have kids and families and all, like it does put pressure on relationships. It is grim. Like, because imagine like a husband or a father or whatever, like just being away for 3 weeks and then coming back for that week off, and then on that week off you're wrecked and you're knackered and you just want to chill and sleep because you've been in that meat grinder for 3 weeks. So like, you can see like how that does affect you. And anyone that's like super sort of like, I would say like mentally weak. Sorry if that fucking offends people or whatever. But yeah, I would also go on to my YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I have a video. It's probably one of my like most viewed videos on TikTok, is the negative points of FIFO. So I go through pretty much like all the main negative points. But it would be very beneficial for someone that is thinking about doing it to watch that video, to like understand that it is not all sunshine and rainbows. See the people that's on TikTok saying, do these 3 things, you can get a FIFO job. They're all talking bullshit. It's so much more competitive than it used to be. There's so many people from all over the world all trying to get these FIFO jobs. So it is not a walk in the park. They're not going to hand you a hard hat as soon as you get off the plane, like you maybe are being told. And if you're told to apply, go get a driving license and then apply for all these jobs and just get one. Like, it's not like that. So it's a whole system. It's like a complex process, and you need to follow every sort of little step in the right order to get this. And it does take a bit of money, time and effort to actually get it. So before you start doing, like, actually chasing that job and investing and paying that money, you want to be making sure that you definitely think that you'll be able to handle it, because it is hot as fuck. The hottest it probably got for me, to be fair, it didn't really last that long, but like, there was a period in early January that was like 50, 51. The hottest it got was 52, and that's coming from like a forecast. See, our supervisor had like a thermometer that was like aiming at the floor. The highest our floor temperature got in the workshop was 74 degrees, and like, it is unbearable. It is hot. It is hot as fuck. Like, see if you left a spanner or a wrench or freaking a shifter or whatever, like, out in the sun, and you didn't have gloves on, you could not even lift that thing up. Like, it would scald your hands. Like, it is. The environment is crazy. It's super dusty. It's super like you twist your ankle really easily. It's all rocks everywhere. Like, it's a mad environment. So like, anyone that's why, like, so many, like, there's a few people on my crew that just got off the plane. You saw them for a couple of days, and then they were like, oh, where did such and such go? And then supervisor would be like, oh, I couldn't handle it, and they just left. And like, this is why like the turnover is so high. But also, like, these companies, like, it costs them a good bit of money to like onboard you. Another sort of thing that I tell people that I'm helping, like, do not be afraid of getting like an entry level role, as in like a utilities role or something like that, because just use it as a foot in the door. Because see, if you have any kind of FIFO experience, like, at all, like an employer wants to sort of know that, because for you to be onboarded and go through inductions and medical and flights and all that kind of shit, it costs the company a good bit of money. And if you're only going to come up for fucking 2 days and then sack it off, they've just blown all that money. So they're way more likely to like hire someone that has any kind of FIFO experience at all. compared to someone that doesn't have it at all. And another thing about utilities as well, which I tell people, so see, whenever I was working, there was probably, I would say, 5 or 6 people joined our crew that were in our camp, working as utility people, and our supervisor would just drive back to camp if something happened or someone got sacked or whatever the case was, or we needed more staff. Our supervisor would have just went back to camp, said, right, I need fucking 5 people, you 5 in utilities, you're now on our crew, and they just were then part of the job. So it's like, because you're up there and you're on site and you're sort of rubbing shoulders and talking to supervisors and superintendents and etc. It is a good way to get your foot in the door. So do not be afraid of like getting a utilities role, to just get your foot in the door and get some kind of FIFO experience that you can put on your resume to like sort of aid your chances in getting in.
Yeah, I think that's some good advice. Is just get your foot in the door, network, get to know people, and you'll soon figure out your pathway and what's meant for you. Thanks very much for your time today, Cal. I really appreciate that. That was a great chat, and thanks for taking time out of your holidays to tell us all about your FIFO.
Yeah, it's all good.
And think about work again.
It says 81.